Welcome to episode 70 of the Peak Performance Podcast by Brad Young. Today we're diving deep into unconventional fitness for peak physical and mental performance. And this is one of the most fascinating and overlooked approaches to achieving peak physical and mental performance, prison fitness. I've conducted extensive research for this episode. Behind bars, where access to equipment is severely limited and survival often depends on physical capability, inmates have developed some of the most effective, no nonsense training methods known to man. Forget chrome dumbbells and complex machinery. These routines are born from pure necessity. These aren't your typical gym routines. They're battle tested systems forged in the crucible of necessity, where results aren't optional and excuses don't exist. The raw simplicity of using one's own body weight, a small space, and unwavering discipline creates a powerful formula for transformation. What makes prison workouts so compelling isn't just their brutal effectiveness, it's their profound accessibility. You don't need a gym membership, fancy equipment, or even much space to get started. These methods strip fitness down to its core elements, proving that the only real requirements for building a strong, resilient body are commitment, consistency, and the willingness to push beyond your perceived comfort zones. This philosophy makes peak fitness achievable for anyone, anywhere. In this episode, we'll explore the fundamental principles that make prison fitness so powerful, breaking down specific workout protocols for different performance goals like building raw strength, explosive power, or relentless endurance. We will also examine the surprisingly effective nutritional strategies that allow inmates to build impressive physiques on limited, and often basic resources, and uncover why these minimalist, high yield methods have stood the test of time across generations and cultures. The philosophy of prison fitness. In prison, fitness isn't about looking good or snapping Instagram worthy photos. It's about survival, respect, and building mental fortitude. Physical strength can be the difference between vulnerability and safety, while mental resilience determines whether you can endure the challenges of incarceration. In this environment, training isn't optional, it's a necessity. This has led to the evolution of highly effective, no nonsense fitness methods that prioritize function over form. Only the most practical and efficient techniques survive in such a high stakes setting. Necessity breeds innovation. The constraints of life behind bars, no machines, minimal equipment, limited space, have forced inmates to rely on fundamental movements that humans have used for centuries: push pull, squat, hinge, carry. These movements aren't just exercises, they are the building blocks of strength and functionality. Without access to fancy gym equipment, inmates create innovative ways to train, turning beds, walls, and even books into workout tools. This return to basics proves that extraordinary results can be achieved with nothing more than your body and a bit of creativity. The mental game. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of prison fitness is its impact on the mind. Training becomes more than a physical activity, it's a mental escape, a way to find structure and control in an environment specifically designed to strip those things away. For many, workouts become a form of meditation, helping them stay sane and focused amidst the chaos. The discipline required to stick to a consistent routine in such challenging conditions builds unparalleled mental toughness, creating resilience that extends beyond physical fitness. Inmates often describe their workout time as sacred, a slice of the day where they have full control over their actions. In a world devoid of autonomy, this sense of ownership creates a level of commitment rarely seen in the outside world. The result? Stunning physical transformations built not on expensive equipment or complicated workouts, but on sheer dedication and mental strength. These are results that many recreational gym goers can only dream of achieving. Zero equipment required. One of the most striking aspects of prison fitness is the lack of equipment. Your body becomes the only tool you need to build strength, endurance, and conditioning. Body weight exercises like push ups, pull ups, squats, and planks are staples of prison workouts, proving that simplicity is often the key to success. This minimalist approach also highlights the adaptability of the human body, showing that you don't need a state of the art gym to achieve peak physical performance. Time tested methods. The methods used in prison fitness aren't new. They've been refined over decades by individuals who depend on them to stay strong and safe. These techniques have stood the test of time, proving their effectiveness in the most challenging environments. This trial by fire approach ensures that only the most efficient, reliable exercises remain. Mental toughness. Beyond the physical, prison fitness is a training ground for mental toughness. Each workout becomes a challenge, a test of focus, determination, and self control. Physical training serves as a vehicle for developing unshakable psychological strength, teaching lessons about perseverance and grit that are just as valuable outside the prison walls. This mental resilience becomes a cornerstone of survival, proving that fitness is as much about the mind as it is about the body. In conclusion, prison fitness isn't about luxury or trends. It's about necessity, innovation, and resilience. It strips fitness back to its core, reminding us that strength, both physical and mental, can be built even in the harshest of conditions. Through dedication, creativity, and discipline, those who embrace this philosophy achieve extraordinary results with minimal resources, proving that true fitness is about more than just the body, it's a way of life. The core principles of prison training. Before we dive into specific workouts, it's essential to understand the foundational principles that make prison fitness so effective. These aren't arbitrary rules, they're the distilled wisdom of countless individuals who've achieved remarkable results under the most challenging circumstances imaginable. Progressive overload without weights. Increased difficulty through leverage changes, tempo manipulation, range of motion variations, and volume progression rather than adding external resistance. High frequency training. Train the same movements multiple times per week, allowing the nervous system to optimize movement patterns and build work capacity. Greasing the groove. Perform submaximal sets throughout the day to accumulate massive volume without fatigue, a technique popularized by Pavel Tsatsouline but used in prisons for generations. Density training. Complete more work in less time by reducing rest periods and increasing movement efficiency, building both strength and conditioning simultaneously. Mind muscle connection. With limited external load, the focus shifts to maximum muscle tension and control, creating extraordinary development through intention alone. These principles work synergistically. High frequency training allows you to practice movements daily, improving skill and building volume. Progressive overload ensures continuous adaptation. Density training maximizes efficiency. And the mind muscle connection transforms simple movements into powerful muscle building tools. Together, they create a system that produces results rivaling any commercial gym program. Power development, building explosive strength. Power, the ability to generate maximum force in minimum time, is crucial for athletic performance and self defense. In prison, power training focuses on explosive body weight movements that develop fast twitch muscle fibers and neural efficiency. The key is moving your body weight as quickly and forcefully as possible. The power workout protocol. This routine should be performed 3 to 4 times per week with at least 1 day of rest between sessions. The focus is on quality over quantity. Every repetition should be performed with maximum intent and explosiveness. Explosive push ups, 5 sets of 5 reps. Lower slowly for 3 seconds, then explode up with enough force to leave the ground. Advanced, clap at the top or elevate feet. Jump squats, 5 sets of 5 reps. Descend into a full squat, pause briefly, then explode upward as high as possible. Land softly and reset. Burpee variations, 4 sets of 8 reps. Standard burpees performed with maximum speed and power. Advanced, add a tuck jump at the top. Plyometric lunges, 4 sets of 6 per leg. Lunge position, then explode upward and switch legs midair, landing in a lunge on the opposite leg. Handstand push-up negatives, 3 sets of 3 reps. Kick up to handstand against wall, lower slowly over 5 seconds. Builds explosive pressing power. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets to allow full recovery of the phosphocreatine system. The goal isn't fatigue, it's maximum power output on every single repetition. Track your vertical jump height weekly to measure progress. Many inmates report gaining 4 to 6 inches on their vertical within 8 to 12 weeks using this protocol consistently. Speed and agility, moving like a fighter. Reaction speed, the ability to initiate movement quickly in response to a stimulus. Movement speed, how fast you can move your body through space once initiated. Change of direction, the capacity to decelerate, redirect, and accelerate in a new direction. Speed work in prison environments focuses on short, intense bursts of movement that develop the neuromuscular system's ability to fire rapidly. Unlike traditional cardio, these workouts train the body to move explosively and efficiently. The confined space actually becomes an advantage. You learn to generate speed in tight quarters, a valuable skill both athletically and practically. The speed development workout. Perform this circuit 4 to 5 times per week. Each exercise should be done at absolute maximum speed for the prescribed duration, followed by complete rest. High knees, 6 sets, x 20 seconds. Drive knees to chest height as rapidly as possible while maintaining upright posture. Rest 40 seconds between sets. Mountain climbers, 6 sets x 20 seconds. From push-up position, drive knees to chest, alternating as fast as possible. Focus on hip speed, not arm strength. Shadow boxing combinations, 5 sets x 30 seconds. Throw rapid punch combinations with full extension and retraction. Visualize an opponent and move your feet. Lateral shuffles, 5 sets x 15 seconds each direction. Stay low. Move laterally as fast as possible without crossing feet. Develops lateral speed and hip mobility. Sprint starts, 8 sets x 10 yards. From various starting positions, standing, push up, lying down, explode into a maximum sprint for 10 yards. Walk back slowly. The key to speed development is the rest intervals. They must be long enough to allow full recovery so each effort can be truly maximal. Speed is a skill that requires fresh nervous system to develop properly. Many inmates use this type of training to maintain the reflexes and movement speed necessary for self-defense situations. Flexibility and mobility, the forgotten foundation. In the confined spaces of prison, flexibility and mobility become crucial not just for performance, but for maintaining physical and mental health. Inmates who neglect this component often develop chronic pain and movement restrictions. Conversely, those who prioritize mobility work report better sleep, reduce stress, and improve performance in all other training modalities. The prison approach to flexibility differs from typical yoga or stretching classes. It's functional, focused on positions and movements that directly translate to strength training in daily life. The emphasis is on active flexibility, the ability to control your body through a full range of motion, not just passively reaching end ranges. Morning mobility sequence, 15 minutes. Deep squat. Hold 3 minutes total, broken into manageable intervals. Work towards sitting comfortably in a full squat with heels down and torso upright. Hip flexor. Stretch 90 seconds per side in a deep lunge position, actively pushing hips forward while maintaining neutral spine. Thoracic rotations, 20 reps per side from quadruped position, focusing on rotating through the mid-back while keeping hips stable. Shoulder dislocations, 15 reps with a towel or sheet, gradually narrowing grip over weeks to improve shoulder mobility. Evening flexibility work, 20 minutes. Pancake stretch. Seated with legs wide, fold forward and hold for 2 to 3 minutes. Breathe deeply and relax into the stretch. Pike stretch. Seated with legs together, fold forward, reaching for toes. Hold 2 to 3 minutes, focusing on hinging from hips, not rounding spine. Bridge hold, 3 sets of 30 to 60 seconds. Develop spinal extension and shoulder flexibility while building posterior chain strength. Splits progression. Work toward front and side splits through progressive stretching, holding end ranges for 60 to 90 seconds per position. The consistency is what matters most. Inmates often describe their flexibility work as meditative, a time to breathe, reflect, and connect with their bodies. Many report that this practice becomes the most valuable part of their training routine, providing mental clarity and physical relief that carries through the entire day. Advanced practitioners can achieve full splits and impressive contortion-like positions within 6 to 12 months of dedicated practice. Athletic performance, the all around workout. For those seeking complete athletic development, strength, power, endurance, mobility, and coordination, the Prison Athletic Performance Protocol combines elements from all training modalities into a comprehensive program. This is the workout favored by inmates who play sports in the yard or need to maintain peak all around physical capability. The Complete Athletic Development Program, 6 days per week. Monday, upper body strength plus core. Push ups, 5 sets to near failure with 2-minute rest. Pull ups or door frame rows, 5 sets to near failure. Dips, using chair or bed frame, 4 sets of 12 to 15. Plank variations, 4 sets of 60 seconds each. Hanging leg raises, 3 sets of 15. Tuesday, lower body power plus conditioning. Jump squats, 5 sets of 8 reps. Bulgarian split squats, 4 sets of 12 per leg. Single leg Romanian deadlifts, 3 sets of 15 per leg. Burpee ladder, 1 to 10 to 1. 1 burpee, rest, 2 burpees, rest, up to 10. 10, then back down. Wednesday, mobility plus active recovery. Full mobility sequence from previous section. Light calisthenics, 3 rounds of 10 push ups, 10 squats, 10 sit ups, stretching and breath work, 20 minutes. Thursday, full body circuit. 5 rounds for time, 20 push ups, 20 squats, 20 sit ups, 20 lunges, 20 mountain climbers. Rest is needed between rounds, track total time. Goal, improve time each week. Friday, skill work plus conditioning. Handstand practice, 15 minutes. L-sit progressions, 10 minutes. Sprint intervals, 10 x 30 seconds. Max effort, 90 seconds rest. Saturday volume day. Deck of cards workout, assign exercises to each suit, flip cards and perform reps equal to card value. Example, hearts equals push-ups, diamonds equals squats, clubs equals sit-ups, spades equals burpees. This program develops all athletic qualities simultaneously while preventing overtraining through strategic variation and recovery days. The key is progressive overload. Each week, aim to add 1 rep per set. Reduce rest time slightly or improve your time on conditioning work. Track everything in a notebook. Inmates using this protocol report dramatic improvements in all measures of fitness within 12 weeks, with many achieving their best physical condition ever despite the limited resources. Maximum strength. Building raw power. Building maximum strength without weights requires understanding leverage and progressive calisthenics. The prison approach focuses on making body weight exercises progressively harder through mechanical disadvantage, increased range of motion, and unilateral variations. The goal is to eventually perform seemingly impossible feats of strength: 1-arm push ups, 1-arm pull ups, pistol squats, and handstand push ups. The maximum strength protocol push up progression, 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps, standard, diamond, decline, archer, 1-arm negatives, 1-arm push ups, pull up progression, 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps, Australian rows, pull ups, weighted pull ups using water jugs, archer pull ups, 1-arm negatives, squat progression, 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps, body weight squats, Bulgarian split squats, shrimp squats, pistol squat negatives, full pistol squats, handstand push-up progression, 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps, pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, wall handstand, hold handstand push-up negatives, full handstand push-ups. Rep range, optimal for strength development. Sets per exercise. Sufficient volume without overtraining. Minutes rest. Full recovery between sets. Train this protocol 3 times per week with at least 1 rest day between sessions. The key is patience. Spend 4 to 6 weeks at each progression level before advancing. Many inmates spend years working toward a 1-arm pull-up, but the journey builds incredible strength and mental discipline. Focus on perfect form and controlled movement rather than rushing through progressions. Endurance and conditioning. Building an engine. Cardiovascular endurance in prison is built through high-intensity body weight circuits and time-based challenges. Without access to running tracks or cardio equipment, inmates develop creative conditioning protocols that build extraordinary work capacity. The focus is on maintaining high output over extended periods, a crucial capability both for athletic performance and mental resilience. The Endurance Builder workout. This protocol should be performed 4 to 5 times per week. The goal is to complete more work in the same time period each week or complete the same work in less time. The burpee mile. Perform burpees for distance. Each burpee moves you forward approximately 3 feet. Complete 1,760 burpees. 1 mile. Advanced inmates complete this in under 90 minutes. The 500 workout. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, 100 lunges, 100 burpees. Complete as fast as possible. Elite time, under 30 minutes. Tabata circuits. 8 rounds of 20 seconds. Max effort, 10 seconds rest. Rotate through 4 exercises. Complete 2 to 3 full circuits with 2 minutes rest between. The pyramid. 1 push-up, 1 squat, 1 sit-up, then 2 of each. Continue up to 10, then back down to 1. No rest except as needed. The mental component of endurance training cannot be overstated. These workouts are brutally difficult, and completing them requires pushing through intense discomfort. Inmates describe a meditative state that occurs during long conditioning sessions, a mental clarity that comes from sustained physical suffering. This psychological adaptation is perhaps more valuable than the physical conditioning itself. The ability to maintain focus and output when every fiber of your being wants to quit translates directly to resilience in all areas of life. The prison diet, nutrition under constraints. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of prison fitness is the nutritional strategies inmates employ to build muscle and maintain performance on severely limited food options. Prison meals are notoriously poor quality, high in processed carbohydrates, low in protein, and lacking in micronutrients. Yet many inmates achieve remarkable physiques. How? Protein maximization. Inmates prioritize every available protein source: beans, peanut butter, canned fish when available, and milk. They often trade other food items to accumulate protein-rich options. Some create makeshift protein shakes by mixing powdered milk with peanut butter and water. Caloric density. To build muscle, you need a caloric surplus. Inmates achieve this by consuming every available calorie and trading for calorie-dense foods. Peanut butter, ramen noodles, and rice become staples. They eat everything provided, wasting nothing. Meal timing. With limited control over when meals arrive, inmates adapt by eating immediately upon receiving food and spacing out any saved items throughout the day. Some practice intermittent fasting by default, eating their main meals within a compressed window. Micronutrient strategy. Access to fresh vegetables and fruits is extremely limited. Inmates who can afford commissary purchases prioritize multivitamins. Others save any available produce and consume it immediately to maximize nutrient intake before spoilage. The prison diet teaches a crucial lesson. Perfect nutrition isn't necessary for impressive results. Consistency, adequate protein, sufficient calories, and hard training matter far more than optimal macronutrient ratios or supplement stacks. Inmates prove that the human body is remarkably adaptable and can build muscle and strength on far less than the fitness industry suggests is necessary. One common prison nutrition strategy is the spread, a meal created by combining commissary items like ramen, chips, canned meats, and beans into a calorie-dense mixture. While not nutritionally optimal, these spreads provide the calories and protein needed to support intense training. The key insight is that when food options are limited, you work with what you have rather than making excuses about what you lack. Historical parallels, ancient training methods. The gladiators of Rome. Roman gladiators trained using body weight exercises and rudimentary equipment, remarkably similar to modern prison workouts. They performed countless repetitions of basic movements, built strength through progressive calisthenics, and developed extraordinary conditioning through circuit-style training. Their diet consisted largely of barley, beans, and dried fruit, simple calorie dense foods that parallel the prison diet. Historical accounts describe gladiators performing hundreds of push ups, squats, and jumping exercises daily. They used wooden swords weighted with lead for resistance training, similar to how modern inmates use water jugs or books. The parallel is striking. Both populations needed functional strength for survival, had limited resources, and developed remarkably effective training systems as a result. Ancient Greek athletes. The original Olympic athletes trained primarily with body weight exercises and basic implements. They performed variations of what we now call calisthenics, developed flexibility through wrestling and gymnastics, and built endurance through running and jumping drills. Their training philosophy emphasized functional strength and athletic performance over aesthetics. Greek athletes followed simple diets based on figs, cheese, and bread, whole foods that provided adequate nutrition without complexity. Like modern prison athletes, they proved that extraordinary physical development doesn't require modern supplements or elaborate nutrition protocols. The fundamentals of progressive training and adequate nutrition remain unchanged across millennia. The mental discipline component. The physical transformations achieved through prison fitness are impressive, but the mental adaptations may be even more valuable. Training in such a challenging environment requires and develops extraordinary psychological strength. This mental discipline becomes the foundation for success in all areas of life. Focus. Training becomes a form of moving meditation, developing the ability to maintain concentration despite distractions. Consistency. Showing up daily, regardless of motivation, builds discipline that transcends the workout. Goal setting. Working towards specific physical achievements provides purpose and structure in an otherwise chaotic environment. Resilience. Pushing through difficult workouts builds mental toughness that applies to all challenges. Patience. Progress comes slowly with body weight training, teaching the value of long-term thinking. Self-reliance. Achieving results without external resources builds confidence and independence. Many former inmates describe their training routine as the single most important factor in maintaining their sanity and sense of self during incarceration. The discipline developed through consistent training provided structure, purpose, and a sense of control in an environment designed to strip away autonomy. This psychological benefit extends far beyond the prison walls. The mental strength developed through this type of training translates to every challenge life presents. The lesson for those of us outside prison walls is clear. We often have far more resources than we utilize. If extraordinary results can be achieved with nothing but a body and determination, what's our excuse? The constraints of the prison environment actually become advantages by forcing focus on fundamentals and eliminating the paralysis of choice that plagues modern fitness culture. Implementing prison fitness in your life. You don't need to be incarcerated to benefit from these training principles. The beauty of prison fitness is its accessibility. Anyone can implement these methods regardless of resources, schedule, or current fitness level. Here's how to integrate these principles into your life for peak performance. Start with assessment. Test your current capabilities. Max push-ups, max pull-ups, max squats, how long you can hold a plank. Record these numbers, retest monthly to track progress. Choose your primary goal. Select one of the workout protocols from this episode based on your main objective: power, speed, flexibility, athletic performance, maximum strength, or endurance. Focus on this for 8 to 12 weeks before switching. Establish non-negotiable training time. Schedule your workouts like important meetings. Early morning works best for most people. Train before the day's demands can interfere. Even 30 minutes daily produces remarkable results. Simplify your nutrition. Focus on adequate protein, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, sufficient calories to support your goals, and whole foods. Don't overcomplicate it. Consistency matters more than perfection. Track everything. Keep a training log, record exercises, sets, reps, and how you felt. This data becomes invaluable for identifying patterns and ensuring progressive overload. Embrace the grind. Prison fitness isn't glamorous or exciting, it's repetitive, challenging, and sometimes boring. That's the point. The discipline developed through consistent execution of unglamorous work is what produces extraordinary results. The most important principle is this: start now with what you have. Don't wait for perfect conditions, better equipment, or more time. The inmates who achieve remarkable transformations don't have advantages. They have commitment. They train in cells barely larger than a parking space with no equipment, on poor nutrition, in one of the most stressful environments imaginable. If they can do it, so can you. The 30-Day Prison Fitness Challenge. To truly understand the power of these methods, commit to 30 days of prison-style training. This challenge combines elements from all the protocols we've discussed into a comprehensive program that will transform your body and mind. No equipment required, no excuses accepted. The daily non-negotiable, every single day. 100 push-ups, break into as many sets as needed. 100 squats, any variation. 100 sit-ups or crunches, 15 minutes of mobility work. 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation. The weekly structure: Monday, upper body strength, push-up variations, pull-ups or rows, dips, handstand practice, 45 minutes total. Tuesday, lower body power, jump squats, pistol squat progressions, lunges, calf raises, 45 minutes total. Wednesday, conditioning. Choose one: the 500 workout, burpee mile, or Tabata circuits. Push to your limit. Thursday, full body circuit. 5 rounds, 20 push-ups, 20 squats, 20 sit-ups, 20 mountain climbers. Time yourself. Friday, skill and mobility. Handstand work, L-sit progressions, deep stretching. Focus on quality movement. Saturday, volume day. Deck of cards workout or accumulate 500 total reps across all exercises. Sunday, active recovery. Light movement, extended mobility work, walking. Still complete the daily hundreds. The rules are simple. Complete every workout, no matter what. Miss 0 days. If you're sick, do a lighter version. If you're traveling, adapt the workout to your environment. This is about building the mental discipline to show up consistently regardless of circumstances. Track your progress daily. Take before and after photos. Measure your performance on key exercises at the start and end. Most people who complete this challenge report it as a transformative experience, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. The confidence that comes from proving to yourself that you can commit to something difficult for 30 consecutive days is invaluable. Final thoughts: the power of constraints. The most profound lesson from prison fitness isn't about specific exercises or nutrition strategies. It's about what humans can achieve when severe constraints force us back to the fundamentals of discipline and consistency. In a world of unlimited options, we often become paralyzed by choice. We endlessly research the perfect program, wait for the ideal equipment to go on sale, or tell ourselves we'll start on Monday. Meanwhile, inmates with nothing more than their own bodies, a few square feet of space, and sheer determination are achieving extraordinary physical and mental results. Their environment strips away the non-essential, leaving only the raw ingredients of progress, effort, and repetition. This episode has explored the specific methods employed behind bars, the body weight workouts for developing raw power, the drills for explosive speed and agility, the static holds for flexibility, the compound movements for pure strength, and the high repetition circuits for grueling endurance. We've examined the clever nutritional strategies that allow muscle growth on limited, often poor quality resources. We've even drawn parallels to ancient training methods, from Spartan warriors to Roman gladiators, proving that these core principles of human performance are timeless. But the real underlying message is far simpler and more powerful. Start now with what you have exactly where you are. Stop waiting for permission or perfection. It's a philosophy of brutal honesty, one born not from choice, but from absolute necessity. It's a space where flimsy excuses wither and die under the harsh, unforgiving light of reality. Here, true strength isn't forged in a state of the art gym surrounded by chrome and mirrors, but in the dark, quiet recesses deep within oneself. This journey isn't ultimately about the distractions of fancy equipment, the promise of expensive supplements, or the complexity of meticulously calculated diets. Instead, it's about the relentless, unglamorous pursuit of mastering the basics, the push up, the squat, the mile run. It's about the simple, profound act of showing up day after day, armed with nothing but an unshakable will to improve. It's a raw testament to the idea that the most powerful, most effective tool you will ever have is your own unwavering resolve. Thank you for joining me for episode 68 of the Peak Performance Podcast. The challenge is simple. Take one protocol from this episode and commit to it for the next 30 days. Don't modify it. Don't skip days. Don't make excuses. Just show up and do the work. Track your progress. Notice not just the physical changes, but the mental transformation that occurs when you prove to yourself that you can commit to something difficult. Remember, the inmates who achieve remarkable physiques and performance don't have advantages. They have commitment. They've learned that limitations can be liberating, that constraints force creativity, and that the fundamentals executed consistently produce extraordinary results. You have more resources than they do. The only question is, do you have the same level of commitment? Until next time, train hard, stay consistent, and remember that peak performance isn't about perfect conditions. It's about making the most of whatever you have.